in the garage. We're in the garage and we are making stuff. Let me plug in my machine. Alright, you gotta make sure you unplug all your stuff because that's how electricity vampirism happens. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? We're in the garage. We got some orders we gotta make. Nothing too crazy today. Just 2 orders that needs to get made. Custom aprons. But while I'm waiting for the machine to heat up, you gotta wait for it to heat up. Let's go over what's going on in the world. We could just talk about it. So I've been following the Diddy case, and you know what I was thinking about today is that the other day I saw a video of, I guess, R. Kelly is in jail, right? And in a way, R. Kelly is somewhat similar-ish, I feel like, to the P. Diddy situation where there's like crazy graphic things going on. And the thing about R. Kelly is that he made awesome music. I mean, you can't say that, was it the Ignition remix? When that comes on, you're like, whoa, this is real good. And then the other day, I saw people are paying R. Kelly. I saw this video of this lady, she's at her wedding, and she calls, I guess you can call R. Kelly, and he can sing a song for you over the phone from jail. And it got me thinking about Diddy, and I was thinking to myself, his biggest problem is he doesn't have good music to fall back on or to get people back on his side. Like, okay, think about Kanye. What is the argument that everyone always says about Kanye? He's a little wild, he's doing all these crazy things, he's trying to get attention all the time. But he's a musical genius. And he's got so many great songs out, records out, and whatnot. And they're like, you kind of give him he's riding on his past musical work, and it kind of like some people still ride with him and give him a pass. And then I was thinking about Diddy, and I was like, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that the only song, and when I'm thinking about Diddy, the only song that I can think of is I'm Missing You. His tribute song that he did after Biggie passed away. That's the only song that I could think of that I'm like, oh man, that was a banger. What else? Oh, he's got that other song that's pretty good. It's All About the Benjamins. That's a good one. But yeah, I was just thinking Diddy doesn't have. That's his biggest problem. He doesn't have the musical. He doesn't have like a art that you can go back and be like, oh man, Diddy's going down, but he's got. I still love him for this. He doesn't have that. So, and then I was going over the transcripts for the trial yesterday, and they had this guy on, right? I talked a little bit about it, but I guess I didn't have time to go in depth into it. Machine's still heating up. Well, while the machine's heating up, I should actually weave this part out. He doesn't. There's this part where they have a, I want to say, male worker. He was testifying, and the funny part I think about the male worker is that he was slowly trying to market his book. He's got a book, I think it's called like Freezer Meat or something like that. And in his book, I think TMZ or one of the news networks found his book and they read it because he was saying that he mentioned his encounters with Diddy in his book. And there's this really interesting part. Now, I'm gonna get it out of the way. Allegedly, supposedly, he claims that in one of his encounters with Diddy, he uh he finishes on Cassie, and Diddy comes out and helps. This is the part where he supposedly claims in his book. Diddy comes out and helps Cassie clean up his, the, and he slurps it. That's crazy. That's a crazy one. So I don't know. Like, there's, I don't know if you guys have been following along as well. There's this other guy, um, that's saying that supposedly he claims that Diddy likes to have the man juice rubbed on his body. I don't know which one is crazier, the slurping or the rubbing. Because, like, you get, here's the thing, you can't make this up, and even if you make this up, this is some high level ChatGPT AI stuff. Like when you enter a prompt into ChatGPT, and you're like telling it to make you up a story or something, and it comes up with something. Usually it's pretty normal, but sometimes it gets a little wild. I feel like that's what's going on right now. Like, I just can't. And he's supposedly claiming that Diddy is in a one of those Muslim garbs. Supposedly he claims, we're not there. And at the same time, he's trying to promote his book. So that was really weird to see him try to promote his book. But yeah, I feel like Diddy's problem is that he doesn't have a banger that that resonates inside your soul. That when you think about him, you go like, oh man, that's too bad about Diddy. I really like this song that he made. He doesn't. That's his problem. Kanye has a few of those where you're like, oh man, Kanye, I wish you would go back to the old Kanye. Like there's hope there that Kanye can redeem himself somehow by making another banger. But so yeah, I'm telling you, that's Diddy's problem right now. He doesn't have a banger. Let's see what else is going on in the world. Sorry if the lighting is dark. My garage is full of stuff. Oh, I saw this thing. This was this morning. I think Trump announced that they want to do. He's calling it the Big Golden Dome. So interesting. Everything with him has to be gold. The Big Golden Dome. I think it's like. Supposedly it's gonna cost like 180, 150. Someone could correct me on that. I know it was like 100 and something $billion for the Golden Dome. And it's kind of like the defense system that Israel has. When you shoot missiles at it, it shoots it out of the sky. My thoughts on this is when I saw this morning, I was thinking to myself, I thought we already had those all around. So I'm kind of wondering why they need to build another one. I thought we are the ones that actually innovated that, and the rest of the world is actually using our system that we're selling. I thought we're the ones that sell those systems to the other world, to the other countries. So it's kind of strange to me that they're trying to announce that this is a big project that we're working on. Okay, but in the presser, the part that I found that was super funny was Trump throws it in there. He's like, oh, and Canada wants to be a part of it as well. They and he like throws a few jabs at them. He's like, we're building the big beautiful dome. It's gonna cost this much, and Canada wants to be a part of it too. And I guess we'll work something out. We'll protect them. I thought that was super funny, that he like says Canada wants to join us on the big golden dome, and he throws a few jabs at them. That we'll work something out. And then I saw another report on this. FCAT. Okay. let me finish this thought about the big golden dome in Canada, okay? Because I find this hilarious. Um, okay, so Trump's saying like, oh, we'll include them, and then I saw this report, right, and it said that the people were wondering how we're gonna pay for the golden dome and stuff, right? Because it's $180 billion with a $25 billion down payment deposit thing, right? And they're like, how are we gonna pay for it? And then somewhere I saw, I think it's either Fox News, one of the news channels, they were saying that supposedly they could have a subscription model for this big golden dome, right? And I thought that was hilarious. And then so it's because what I'm imagining right now, like how you have like a Netflix account and you're on like the family plan, and then somebody like your neighbor like wants to join your Netflix account and for free, and then Netflix finds out and they start like cutting out, and they're like, you have to pay too. And so I'm thinking, imagining that, like, oh, they want to just join us on our big golden dome, right? And then I see that they're floating it out there, subscription model. Imagine if if a missile comes out and Canada was a little slow on their monthly subscription plan for the Golden Dome, and we just turned it off, and they're like, the missile hits, and they're like, what the hell? And they're like, you didn't pay. I don't know. I just find it that the subscription model idea is very funny to me, for this, but it makes a lot of sense. But it's very funny that just hearing the news that they're like, hey, America, I hear you guys are got this new shield thing. Like, how do we get on in that? Hey neighbor. And then we're like, you gotta pay for it. And they're like, ugh, I thought we were friends. I don't know. I just thought that was very funny. Subscription model is very interesting. Or oh, okay. The subscription model is per state. Imagine that. That would be hilarious too. Cause then it'll be like, hey, Wyoming, you're a little short this month. Um, you're not covered, right? And then Wyoming's, you know when you're like low on funds, right? And you start thinking about what you need and what you don't need. I don't know if you guys have ever been in that situation. I've been in that situation before, and maybe you let your insurance go a little bit, right? Imagine if they do the subscription model for the big golden dome, and it's by state, and then one of the states is a little short, and they just let it run, right? And like they're covered for a little bit, just like regular insurance. But then at some point they're like, oh, we have to shut off your service, and you're banking that nothing's gonna happen during the time that you are getting the funds together. And now I'm thinking like it's almost like a shakedown for the states then, because like they used when mobsters were a thing, they used to go to your shop and they'd be like, hey, you need protection money or else something could happen, and they start breaking things. Imagine if they're like, hey, your subscription payment was a little light this year, Wyoming, and they just start launching missiles into Wyoming. Like, what? Most likely, what's gonna happen is they're gonna get some like CIA back end other country to just launch a test missile near Wyoming and be like, hey, see what could happen if you don't pay. You gotta ante up, guys. I don't know. That's my thoughts when I saw that Canada wants in on the big, beautiful Golden Dome idea. And then literally right after when I start looking into it, someone said that it could be a subscription model. That's fun. That's funny. What else is going on in the world? I saw this thing. It was also reported on one of the news channels. I'm in my garage. Okay, so I would pull up these clips for you guys because I saw these clips, and I thought this was funny. It had to do with Kristi Noem. She was in Congress yesterday testifying, and they were asking her about habeas corpus, which is the due process thing, and she didn't know anything about it. But they're saying that they're working on a citizenship like reality TV show for America, and I don't know if this is real or not. Who knows what's real anymore with all this AI stuff? It could be fake, but that idea also is hilarious to me because imagine if they did have Hunger Games style show. Like, I wish I saw which news channel was reporting it so I can give you guys that context. But if you're watching, you have internet, you can look it up too. And you can fact check me since we're live. But let's just go over the general idea. I think that was very funny. It's a Hunger Games style event for U.S. citizenship. I'm just thinking, what kind of events would there be? Obviously, there'll be a written test, right? They can get, oh my gosh, the ratings we can get. The ratings, guys. Trump is all about ratings and stuff. The ratings. Imagine we get Mr. Beast to host the U.S. Citizenship Games. Woo! Mr. Beast U.S. Citizenship Games. Think about the dollars. That could be a Mr. Beast U.S. Citizenship Hunger Games style show. Imagine the money that can generate. That could pay for. You can get free healthcare. Okay. This is my question then. Would you be down with possibly lower taxes, or I don't know if we could generate that kind of money, but possibly lowering your taxes if we had U.S. citizenship Hunger Games hosted by Mr. Beast? How much money do you think that could generate? That would be really wild. Like, let's see. Of course, now I'm trying to think, what kind of events would they have? Of course, they're gonna have the written test. But the written test, I feel like to make it interesting, they have to do it like, I don't know, you guys are big anime fans, but one of the big anime, like the scene that I guess that a lot of people would know would be in Naruto the Chunin exams. Like where anything goes, as long as you pass, like you can cheat, but as long as you don't get caught cheating, that style. But in the U.S. citizenship test reality show, that would be amazing. Imagine with the camera guys just like zooming in and out, and people, these like immigrants are trying to like cheat but not get caught. Oh, the drama. So good. I'm trying to see this one. It's a little dark now, so I can't see these lines very well. Oh, here we go. Let's cut here. What other events would there be? Okay, just trying to think. U.S. citizenship Hunger Games. What events would you want to see? They have to have a eating contest, right? That's a given. Hamburger eating contest? Because you can't do hot dogs. I feel like they already have like an international hot dog eating contest. I feel like you need to have an eating contest. You need to have of course, the written exam. What other contests can we have to determine citizenship if this was a reality TV show? You drop, oh, you drop them off in a makeshift city, and they have to. I'm trying to think what is super American that you can. You have to run into the. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, you start off with a written exam, of course, right? Um, and then you do a hot dog eating contest, right? Or some kind of food eating contest. And then you have grocery store shopping contests. Because nothing is more American than buying stuff. So you gotta see how well can they buy stuff. You know, who is like the grocery store super sweepstakes where where they have a shopping cart and they try to see how much money they can possibly put into the shopping cart. Ooh, that's a good one. That reminds me of one of my favorite episodes of Married with Children is I think it's the summer episode where they get stuck in the grocery store, and then the grocery store has a grocery store super sweepstakes to win, I believe, a new refrigerator or something like that. Oh, that's one of my favorite episodes. But yes, grocery store super sweepstakes. That's gotta go into the U.S. citizenship Hunger Games, right? Because you want to know if they can buy stuff. What else do we need here? We need. Oh, did I not cut this right? Or did it not? This is odd. Sorry. Very odd, very odd. Where's the other half of this? Let's Very odd. What's the other half? No! We'll never find it now. This is not it. Not it at all. Oh, found it. Might as well just peel everything. Maybe I just cut it wrong. Alright. What else is going on? Oh, no. Let's get back to the citizenship. The citizenshipness. I guess. Oh, let's see. We cover eating contest, grocery store contest. Oh, okay. How long can you get injured and not go to the doctor? I think that's another thing that needs to be on the test. Like they just like do a sprain and then you have to go from once work your job. Oh, how many hours can you work your job with a life debilitating injury, but you cannot miss a day of work because you need to pay your bills. That's a good one. Oh. Alright, I found it. I found the problem. Found the problem. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Now we can start making stuff. Alright. Let's make this one first. And again, every single time. Every single time. Alright. Boom. Make your aprons. Aprons. Couple aprons. Boom. That's right. Ta-da! Next one. Made in America. All right. Gunsy onesies. Smooth as Tennessee whiskey. And we got sweet as strawberry wine. Going out. Going out, guys. Let's see. Boom, boom. Let's see what else is going on in the world. We talk some sports. This is not right. It's not right at all. I'll be right back. Boom. But make sure it's the right people. Parker and Anna. Parker and Anna. Alright, I see what happened here. I cut it too early. That's what happened. What else is going on in the world? Let's see. We're in the end days of the NBA. It's coming to an end. We're in the last few games of the year. I have to say that I know it's been talked about a lot, but I just thought it does seem suspicious that Dallas trades Luka and then they somehow end up with the first round pick, which they had like a 1% chance. I don't know about that. That's crazy. Insane in the membrane. How do you guys think the games are going so far? I have to say, if you guys don't know, I follow basketball a lot. And I would have to say that I feel like there's been a movement to, I guess, go back down to from. Hold on, focus on this. Okay, yes. There has been a movement to get back to more old school-ish basketball. Let's see if that happens. I know everyone is tired. Everyone's shooting threes everywhere. I'm tired. I feel like threes are slowly going down. I don't watch the games per se, but I follow the stats. And I don't know if this is a playoff thing or a league thing. Just from following the stats, I've noticed a small. It's very small, but I've noticed if you do like if you follow like the stats and props and whatnot, I've noticed a small dip in a 3-point shooting over the last like 10, maybe the last 20 games of the season and 20 games, the last few playoff games. I've noticed, I felt like it dropped in 3-point shooting. They're taking less. It looks like they're taking less attempts. That's what it looks like. So I thought that was very interesting to see. So I've been hammering, if you're into props and whatnot, unders on this. Right, this is the first one, Anna Shoe Chef 2025. Okay, boom, boom, dunsies. And I bring this up every single time I make these. And if you come often, this is one of my more popular things that I make, these custom apron sets, couples apron sets. Let's say like head chef, shoe chef. And I've mentioned this a gajillion times without fail. I don't know why. Most of the time when people order these sets, they put the guy's name first and the woman, the female name second. I'm just saying, in most households, I feel like the ladies cook. So shouldn't you put the lady as the head chef? Just a thought. Okay, so again, this is sous chef Anna, head chef Parker, and I don't know. I just find it very strange. I'm not here to judge. Okay. That most people that order this, they always put the guy name first, and then they put the female as the sous chef. But I feel like normally in most households, the lady cooks, and it's the head chef. I don't know. Every house. All right, I'm done in the garage. I'll see you guys later for office